Welcome to Popcorn Playback. Today we have another movie recap for you. But before we get to the storyline, like and subscribe for more recaps, and have a great day.
Story begins in a deep forest, where a young man named Simon and his dad are chasing a girl and a scary drug user. They find a cabin with a strange triangle symbol. Simon's dad shoots the girl in the leg, and she can't run away. The drug user escapes into the woods. Simon's dad tells Simon to pour gasoline on the girl, and they set her on fire. It's really gruesome. They drive away, and a person from a cult shows up, like they were drawn by the fire. They think that Simon's mom and their baby brother or sister might be in trouble because of the cult. So Simon and his dad want to get revenge on the cult. The weird triangle symbol in the cabin connects the girl, the drug user, and the cult. On the other side of the forest, a cop finds the injured drug user by the road. He tries to ask him questions but decides to take him to the nearest hospital instead. The hospital is creepy, with a fire in the past and very few people there. The nurse at the emergency station is the cop's wife. In the waiting room, a pregnant young lady is about to have her baby, and her grandpa is waiting for the doctor. There's also a bored medical student who teases a teenage patient and gets frustrated. The drug user wakes up and gets aggressive. The doctor gives him medicine because he thinks something bad happened to him. The doctor tells the cop to be nice to his wife, hinting she's sad about losing their baby. The doctor also lost his daughter recently. The cop hears a strange sound in a patient's room and finds the medical student stabbing a girl's eyes with scissors. When she turns to him, her face has no skin. She attacks, and the cop has to shoot her. The gunshot makes everyone notice. The cop goes to the bathroom and has a weird dream of a dark wasteland. The doctor and nurse wake him up, and a state trooper comes to ask about the scary incident. The cop tells him everything, but the trooper scolds him and takes his gun because he thinks the cop messed up. This is just the beginning of the strange and spooky stuff in the void. The state trooper goes to the hospital to question the drug user, thinking he's involved in the cabin incident. He also thinks the drug user gave drugs to the medical student, making her act crazy. The cop wants to call his station but finds the hospital's phones don't work. He goes to his car, but no one answers his call. He sees a cult member in front of the car and goes to talk to them, but the car's lights go out and the horn blares. The cult member attacks with a sharp blade, but the cop manages to push them away and runs back into the hospital. The doctor and nurse help him with his wounds and realize the cult is a big threat. They want to block the doors to keep the cult out and plan to escape. They hear screams from where the drug user is handcuffed. The cop and state trooper go to check and see the medical student turn into a scary monster. The state trooper shoots at the scary creature, but it doesn't get hurt. The cop releases the drug user and locks the creature in the room. He grabs an axe. Just then, Simon and his dad show up, wanting to take the drug user with them. They all get into a standoff, and the drug user grabs the pregnant lady. The doctor tries to calm him, but the drug user cuts the doctor's throat. The pregnant lady's grandpa helps her escape from the drug user's hold. In the chaos, the creature gets out of the room and grabs the state trooper with its creepy tentacles. It stabs the state trooper's eye until he dies. The cop comes at the creature with his axe, but it pushes him away. Simon and his dad save the day by shooting the creature's weak spot, and it sprays blood everywhere. They keep hitting it with the axe until it finally dies. They're scared that the state trooper's body might turn into something bad, so Simon's dad cuts off his head and burns the body. They don't trust the cop at first, but he convinces them to work together to stay safe. They all realize that someone betrayed them before, and Simon can't talk because his vocal cords got hurt. They decide to stay in one room for safety, but there's a new problem. The pregnant lady needs a C-section to have her baby. The nurse gets ready to get the medical stuff they need, and the cop tells his wife to wait while he goes to his car to get a shotgun for protection. They're really scared as they go into the hospital's horrors, hoping to escape. The cop, Simon, and his dad go outside to get the shotgun and bullets. but a group of cult members watches them. One of the cult members attacks Simon from behind, and the cop shoots the attacker. When they get back inside, the nurse is gone. They worry about her and go looking for her in the medical supply room. They also hear the phone ringing, and the cop answers it. It's the doctor, who is the leader of the cult. He admits he had something to do with the scary creature. He says his intentions are good, but the cop doesn't trust him. Simon's dad looks at some pictures on a table that are connected to the cult. The cop realizes the doctor kidnapped his wife, so he's determined to find her. They decide to look for her together and leave the radio behind for the intern to use. They question the drug user to get info about the cult and its creatures. He confesses that he ended up at the cult cabin thinking he'd get free drugs, but he saw terrible things like sacrifices and murders. They take the drug user with them and go down to the hospital's basement, guided by the intern's radio instructions. When they reach a strange room at the bottom of the stairs, they find a hallway leading to more stairs. They go through the dark corridors. The drug user recognizes the place, and it brings back the fear he felt in the cult cabin's basement. Meanwhile, in a hidden operating room in the basement, the nurse wakes up and finds herself in front of the doctor. She wonders how he came back to life. The doctor tells her that after his daughter died, he got disillusioned with the way life and death worked, so he started doing experiments. Most of his experiments failed horribly, turning into the weird creatures now in the basement and causing the past hospital fire. But one day, he found something called the Void, which let him bring the dead back to life, but as different creatures. That's how the cult started, with the doctor telling people that bringing people back to life was a good thing. The weird thing is, the Void seems to change reality, turning the basement from a cabin into a hospital. The doctor also did something strange. He put his daughter's tissue inside the nurse's womb, which started growing a weird creature inside her. On the other side, the four men go through a scary door with a triangle sign on it. They find a horrible scene with mutilated bodies, the result of the doctor's failed experiments. The horrors keep getting worse, and the mysteries about the cult and the Void get deeper. In the basement, the mutilated bodies come to life, turning into disgusting zombies that come at them. Simon starts shooting them and gets rid of them, but his dad gets lost in a vision where he sees his wife and baby on the other side. He moves towards them without realizing, leaving himself open. A mean zombie grabs the helpless drug user and smashes his head on the floor until he dies. While all this happens, the pregnant lady is in a lot of pain, and her baby is coming soon. The intern, who doesn't know much, gets pushed by the grandpa to help. But the pregnant lady suddenly gets strong and cuts the grandpa's throat, killing him. It seems like the doctor put his daughter's tissue in her too, and she says she's carrying the doctor's daughter. She joins two cult members who were waiting for her. Outside, more cult members are still, and the intern locks herself in a room because she's scared. Back in the basement, Simon follows his dad and the place changes, becoming a copy of their family home. It's like the doctor is messing with their minds, making them face their inner fears. The doctor wants Simon's dad to remember that he wasn't there when their family got killed, and makes him blame Simon for leaving home at that time. They fight, and the dad attacks Simon, but Simon uses a flare to burn his dad's stomach. The pain brings the dad back to reality, and the vision goes away. He says sorry for what he did. Meanwhile, the cop thinks he's found his wife in the operating room with their baby. But it's just a vision. In reality, a monster was born from his wife. The doctor is controlling the cop's mind, making him hear things. He feels guilty for their dead child, and that guilt makes him go crazy and hit his wife with an axe over and over. The doctor thinks the dead wife will please the Void and give the cop a chance for a better life after death. The scene changes to a weird room with a big triangle on the wall, and the doctor's voice says he's conquered life and death with the Void's help. In this critical moment, the pregnant lady, pretending to smile, quietly moves closer to the cop and gives him a light stab from behind. At the same time, the doctor, seemingly in his most powerful form, shows himself as the pregnant lady approaches. He chants to the big triangle on the wall, and a strange portal opens. The doctor's daughter, who's now a huge and terrifying creature, comes out of the pregnant lady. Simon and his dad get there just in time and start shooting at the scary monster. The creature chases them, and it uses its strong tentacles to grab the dad. Even though the dad shoots at it, it doesn't work. So he pours alcohol on its tentacles and tells Simon to set both of them on fire. Simon doesn't want to do it first, but he can't see his dad in so much pain, so he sets them on fire. The dad dies in the flames, and the creature screams in pain. Simon barely gets away and crawls through a vent to escape. Meanwhile, the doctor tries to talk the cop into giving up and joining the cult to be with his wife. But in a surprising twist, he throws an axe at the monstrous doctor and pushes him into the open portal right before the triangle door closes. After that, the basement starts shaking a lot, and Simon gets away from the monster, just in time before the walls trap it. He's back in the hospital and meets the intern. All the weird creatures and the doctor's cult basement are gone, and it seems like the power of the void has faded, making everything seem like the scary stuff never happened. In an alternate reality, the cop and his wife are born again and hold hands as they look at a big pyramid in front of them.
That's all for this movie. Thank you for watching.